What up, y'all? Planet of Fake for Kids here, and basically, this is a update to the 7-year-old that was basically killed from a hit and run. The guys were doing like 103. She got a hard name to pronounce. I think it's Quesada. And basically, two men got arrested and charged in the connection with a crash that resulted in the death of the 7-year-old girl. The accused are Iman Washington Jr., 20, and Kevin Hightire, 19. Washington remains on the run. The two men facing the following charges: second-degree reckless homicide, Washington; hit and run resulting in death, Washington; knowingly operating a vehicle while suspended, causing death, Washington; second-degree reckless injury, Washington; hit and run, great bodily harm. That's going to get thrown out because they already got hit and run with the death. Unless somebody else was in the car and they got bodily harm, then that's why. Knowingly operating a vehicle suspended, causing great bodily harm, and harboring and aiding a felon, high tire. Now, some of these other reports got the man's name as Ghalee. Yup, they had a man by the name of Ghalee, and Shorty's name is Londyn Quesada, 7-year-old Londyn Quesada. And you know what I mean? Y'all doing 103 on the highway. I don't know what they expected to come from doing 103, man. You gotta be high on pills or something like that. That's why y'all can't be getting high, man. I know how it feels to feel unstoppable, untouchable, and think everything's in your favor. It only takes a split decision to ruin your life. Like these two men, they facing football numbers, especially Hightire. He was on the run, but I think he got caught. Yup, because two men got caught. Let me check my records real quick. Alright, so dude's name is Iman Ghalee Washington Jr. Yeah, Iman Ghalee Washington Jr. And he was charged. Kevin Hightire, 19, was charged after the crash that killed her. Washington is facing charges, and I already read those charges. And the family is devastated, y'all. 7-year-old. That's why you got to be careful. And that's one thing I want to shout out to my parents. Every time I left the house, they always told me to be careful. Now, whether that helped me or not, I always did my best to be careful, even subconsciously. Just being told to be careful, it made me be a little careful. You know what I mean? So if you got teenagers out there, always tell them to be careful when they go out. Whether they listen or not, still say it. It will seep into their subconscious, and more than likely they will be careful. Just because somebody dropped that jewel, they should be, and showing that you care. So send prayers out to the victim's family. And at the end of the day, these young boys, they're going to leave jail. Old men probably. They went on the run too. It's a messed up situation, and that's coming out of Milwaukee, y'all. Straight up. And it's foul. Two Milwaukee men off the streets, 7-year-old girl off the planet. Planet of Fake for Kids. With that being said, what you heard and saw was the content. For additional content, click the link in the description. Like, follow, share, subscribe, comment, hit the bell, visit my community wall, and if you have time, go to www.amore-ega.com/TV. That's our Planet of Fakes too. We are the new umbrella, Planet of